Seems so. That must be the Sword of Brilliant Valor, surely! Lo and behold, the Sword of Brilliant Valor.
Are you sure? Looks good. Why would hilly trolls be bowing down before
Seems somebody tossed an old sword into a pile of spoils these hilly trolls were already celebrating.
This is in terrible shape, and it's so—
Say, Jack, have you ever seen an Anemo crystal fly? They're found in the open country around Mondstadt City. If you saw one in broad daylight, you wouldn't bat an eyelid. But in the pitch blackness of night, its brilliant glow is mesmerizing. It truly resembles— Is valor not the same? When everything is going your way, it seems meaningless, fades into the background. But when you're in dire straits, valor is the thing that gets you fired up and fighting back. It's the brilliant ray of light that guides you out from the darkness.
You're right. You're right. Then this has to be it. This is the Sword of Brilliant
So, we got our sword. Now we just need that shield. Let's scout around. It's definitely in Dadaupa Gorge, so— huh?
there's somebody there?
Stanley?
He's acting
What happened? Why did you stop all of a sudden?
Huh? Oh, it's nothing. Just one of those Mora-spouting weasel thieves passed by as—
What? Where?
Maybe another time. Lo and behold.
Liar, liar, Pan. A chunk of scrap wood with the handle attached.
There's also wine stains on it. Yeah.
And yet, my bards and warriors wear their battle scars with pride. Surely an intact shield is one that has shied away from the battlefield. Is not the broken and splintered shield, though the soldier's body be tired and torn, still they fight till the very end, till they have no blood left to bleed. Such magnificent...
You do have a point, shiny new... Okay then. Well, maybe if we ask nicely, he'll... Ahem. Well, okay, you take it from here. Hope you've picked up some hilly trillium by now. If not, there's always body language. Seems cheerful enough. Maybe negotiating will work after all. Uh-oh, he did not seem to appreciate that. He did not seem to Oh no! We ticked him off big! Hey! He dropped the...
Guys, thank you so much. Mom, Dad.
Hey, what? The wine, you promised! What are you doing here, Stick?
Hey, what are you doing here, Bard? Fancy that, huh? You,
That's right, an after-dinner stroll to be precise.
I'm starting to think Stanley might be a fraud. Did Stanley plant the sword and
Adventurers must be pretty familiar with Dada Gorge.
you better believe it.
Wow. Then I admit...
It's only to be expected of a great adventurer like me. You guys had better watch out, though. I'll get back to my,
Guilty conscience much?
Well, he shouldn't have gotten so carried away bragging to... Although, on further reflection, I must say I'm someone who can't let go of the past and gives up on the... I wonder if such a person was forced to take their first step towards the future. Which way would...
What are you talking about?
I'm just musing to myself. Anyway, I propose we take a trip to Angel's Share tonight.
Tell me, Stan. Tell me, what should I do?
Huh? Why does he keep repeating his own name?
Surely not. Even I've never heard tell of a second Stanley.
Oh, Stanley. It should have been me. I should have been the one that died in the Melchivari that day. Why won't your spirit... If only you hadn't had to save a rookie like me, you would have never died. You were a renowned adventurer, destined to become a legend one day.
Does anyone...
I think our friend really did make it to the Merjavari. And I think the tragedy he encountered, but the real adventurer, the real Stanley. The real Stanley is the one who died.
Wait, so the only reason our Stanley...
I fear that may be the case.
Stanley, for so many years I've lived in fear. Fear that Mondstadt will forget all about you. So I tell you adventure stories that Mondstadt must remember. Stanley reached the center of the Merjavari. He's the greatest adventurer there ever was, and he lives on. Stanley will never die, because I am Stanley. I'm sorry, Stanley. Are you guys planning on eavesdropping much longer?
Yikes!
Go away.
But...
Leave now.
Honorary Knight, Venti, and Paimon, I've been looking for you everywhere. I wanted to thank you again for helping me find the sword and shield. My parents are finally supporting me.
Oh,
Yeah, really. They even said they're gonna pay for someone to fix up the Sword of Brilliant Valor and Shield of Magnificent...
that's wonderful. So, Jack, is this the part where you bid farewell to Mondstadt and...
No, not yet. I still don't have what it takes to go to... Besides, I'm sure Stanley still has a few stories left to tell. Stanley, we'll see you tomorrow then. After your hangover wears off. Maybe you can tell me...
Stanley's really fond of that kid.
Jack.
Jack left.
Oh, I see.
Huh? All of a sudden you're...
Just now, I couldn't bear to look at him. I'm just a weary old feckless fraud. But that kid is a brand new shining star.
You're not a total fraud. Stanley's...
Stories, experience. To be honest, my memories of adventuring and of Stanley, they're hazy. That's my biggest secret of all. And all these years, I've been living to tell his story. But his personality but the one thing I can never forget is that he died in a windless land, where his spirit can never be recovered.
Exactly. Even in his memory, the real Stan... Instead, he's become fixed on the image of him as that battle-scarred warrior. And that it...
I'm too old. I never let go. But still, I'm completely... No adventurer should have to go that way.
Hans Archibald.
My true name? How did you know? The wind. I can hear the wind blowing in the Merjavari. I always believed you existed.
Will you hand me your old friend's spirit?
I can't believe it. Thank you all. And thank you, Lord Barbados. I'm sorry. It's gonna take me some time to calm back down, but I think that...
Ah, wonderful! Stanley reconnected with his true self and Jack can finally go his own way. This calls for a celebration. And by celebration, I do, of course, mean libation.
And by libation, you mean you're not leaving this tavern till you're too drunk to walk, right?
No, the wine here's too expensive. Jack still owes me some wine, though. He promised me I'll head off to fetch the wine. See you shortly.
Huh? Where's that supposed to be? Why has Paimon never heard of it? Hey, Tone Deaf Bard!
You made it. Finally.
Just tell us where you mean next time, okay? We looked everywhere. So, did you have...
Yep. Well, sort of. Jack made it out to be a rare collector when actually it's just a half bottle of regular cider. This takes me back. The first time I saw this view, I hadn't even taken on this form yet. It was about 2,600 years ago, before the world had... At that time, old Mondstadt was ruled by a tyrant who sealed off the city's perimeter with a ferocious hurricane. Even the birds couldn't get in or out.
Old Mondstadt? Oh, Paimon remembers! Nowadays...
That's right. The tyrant of the winds who once ruled from that tower was Decarabian, god of... Back then, I was but a wisp among the thousand winds. I wasn't a god of anything. I was just a tiny elemental being who lived in the wind. A gentle breeze bringing subtle changes for the better.
A tiny elemental being? Without a human...
Yep. My current form is not so different from the situation with fake Stanley. I took the form of a friend. In old Mondstadt transpired the story to be told, where a tyrant ruled. I met a boy not that old. The lyre he played, and for a song he sought. But storm walls blocked blue sky. He was sincerely distraught. I do so wish to see the birds in flight, said he, his strong eyes filling with light. But his voice was lost in the howling wind's churn, for the whirlwind takes and gives not in return. The true sky and songs that cageless soar, were they not wishes worth fighting for? So the boy turned, extending his hand. Let us cast down the tyrant and his walls from this land. The young boy raised then the flag of revolt, and I threw myself into freedom's tumult. Victorious were we who fought to be free. Gods fell, winds whipped, nations shook violently. In the smoke, a despot met his doom, and we watched as his great tower fell none too soon. Mondstadt began anew, the story passed down, and since then never has another worn its crown.
So then what? What happened to your friend?
Say, Paimon, do you wish to hear the next part of the story?
Yes, of course! The suspense is killing Paimon! Now's the time you suddenly get a...
Getting a little peckish or something.
Paimon...
You know, you're so smart it almost makes me uncomfortable sometimes. But then, maybe it's right that true friends can tell what the other is thinking. A refreshing drink, a gentle breeze. Moments like this always take me back. Back to a song that I first heard from him. Fly, fly away. Like a bird in the sky. See the world on my behalf. To the heavens may you fly.